الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وعظيمنا وحبيبنا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أوصي وأوصيكم بتقوى الله. قال تعالى: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. وعن أبي درداء رضي الله تعالى عنه قال: سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول: من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. أما بعد، Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the example in the Quran of the honeybee. And in the chapter of the Quran that is named after the honeybee, he gives us a model or a paradigm to follow. And he first, tabaraka wa ta'ala, explains to us that the honeybee, the nahl, is a creature that is inspired by Allah. It receives wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala actually says that. وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ. That Allah ta'ala gives wahi, inspires the bee. Now there's different kinds of wahi. There's wahi in the shara'i sense. There's wahi or revelation in dreams as well. But when Allah Ta'ala mentions wahi in connection to the heavens, the earth, other things, and the honeybee, He's talking about a type of inspiration, a type of wahi that controls the bee. Not in the shara'i sense, but in the musakhara sense, the sense of being subjugated. He controls and subjugates the bee. And so when he tells us that he inspires the bee to go and pollinate the flowers and make their homes in the mountains and in trees, and in the various places where human beings live. He's inspiring the bee to do something and to go to multiple fruits. And in the Mufassirun they say that Allah Ta'ala inspires the bee to go to sweet fruits and to bitter fruits. And the bee, it discriminates. It goes from one flower to another flower, but it doesn't go to every flower. It has an internal mechanism that allows it to know which particular flower and fruit to go to pollinate. And then once it takes and it pollinates and it extracts from the flowers, Allah Ta'ala then says that a liquid is produced in its belly. In other words, it takes from those creations of Allah Ta'ala, it ingests it. It digests the content. And then it gives back a liquid that Allah Ta'ala says is a shifa'un linnas. A shifa', a healing for nas, for people. Not a healing for the believers, or for the anbiya, or for the muhsineen, but a healing, a shifa' for all types of people. All types of people, and definitely for multiple illnesses. As the man who visited the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Ya Rasulullah, my brother complains that his belly complains. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, tell him to drink honey from the bee. And the man left and he went and conveyed that message to the man, and the man drank some honey, and he came back, he said, Ya Rasulullah, my brother tells me that his stomach still complains, and the honey didn't help. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Sadaq Allah wa kadhaba batn akhik. Allah Ta'ala told the truth, but the stomach of your brother lied. Tell him to continue drinking honey. And he went back and he continued to drink honey and continued to take the honey, and then he found the shifa by the hukum and the will of Allah Ta'ala. Shifa'un linnas. Why the story? Why the parable? What's the point? This chapter of the Quran on the bee, this lesson about the bee, going from one place to another, taking from different sources, digesting it, synthesizing that material, and then reproducing something brand new that has universal healing ramifications. Heals universally. Doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, or black or white, or male or female, or old or young. Shifa. That's a message there. Now at the end of that chapter, Allah Ta'ala brings that point home, where He mentions to the Prophet ﷺ that when you're out there dealing with people, you'll come across multiple people. You'll come across different folks, just like the honeybee comes across different flowers. You'll encounter some folks that are sweet, some folks that are bitter. And they're going to give you something. They're going to put something in your presence. You'll digest it in some way. And you're going to internalize that experience. You will internalize that encounter. And that encounter with that good person or that bad person, that sweet person or that bitter person, that righteous person or that hateful person, that's going to go inside you, affect you in some way. You must respond. You must give back. You must produce. And so He tells the Prophet ﷺ and then us that we have a job to do. when we're out there. We have been inspired as well. And so our job is, as he said, Tabaraka wa ta'ala, Udu'u ila sabili rabbika, to call other people to the way of your Lord. And in reality, there are multiple ways to get to Allah Ta'ala, but what unifies all of those ways, those multiple ways to reach Allah Ta'ala, the unifying door to those diverse ways is the Prophet ﷺ. One Nabi, one Qibla, one Quran. There's one unified bab, but then there's multiple methods once you enter that bab, once you enter that door. You may take some from the Sunnah of fear of Allah Ta'ala, some from the Sunnah of Rahmah, some from this Sunnah, some from that Sunnah. Each of them are different flowers to pollinate from, to benefit from, to ingest and digest, and then to share and give back to other people in a way that everyone can understand. Because although our Prophet ﷺ was an Arab, his message was not to be an Arab. His message was to be a muwahid, a Muslim. Although our Prophet ﷺ spoke Arabiya, his message can be universalized to everyone of all languages. Although he ﷺ lived in Arabia, his lifestyle is beyond Arabia and transcends Arabia and applies to all places and all people with multiple lifestyles. And so the point of the bee is that the bee takes from a particular and produces a universal. It takes from a juz, a part, and it gives back a unique whole. It gives back something that everybody can take benefit from. That is the way of da'wah. And most importantly, that is the way of da'wah with ilm, with knowledge. And that's why he said, when you call to Allah, Udu'u ila sabili rabbika, call others with your tongue, with your body, with your body language, with your habits, with your norms, with your giving, with your withholding, with your institutions. Call. But call to Allah Ta'ala, to the sabil of your Rabb, bil hikmah, with hikmah, one. And then he said, wal maw'idatul hasana, and then call to the path of your Lord with a preaching, a speech, a dialogue, a discourse that is hasana, that is beautiful. Because people, all people, regardless of race, class, color, language, background, all people are attracted to beauty. And beauty is a sifa and an attribute of Allah Ta'ala. Because the Prophet ﷺ tells us that Inna Allah jamilun yuhibbul jamal, that Allah Ta'ala is beautiful and He loves beauty. And therefore to insert beauty into something, to act in a beautiful way, to speak in a beautiful way, to conduct ourselves with our neighbors and our co-workers in beautiful ways, is to mirror and to reflect and to remind others of the divine, of the beauty of Allah Ta'ala. It is divine. Maw'idatul hasana, in our engagements and dialogues and discourses with people, insert beauty there. وَجَادِلْهُمْ, so the first part is hikmah. The second part is a wa'a, the speech, a discourse, a dialogue with beauty. And the third is وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. That some people that you interact with, sometimes you're going to run into some troublemakers. you'll run into some problems. You'll run into some people that want to debate and argue, and they are just obstinate and persistent, and they're looking for a fight. So on some occasions, you may debate with them, but on other occasions, you do not. So when you debate, if you have to get into that debate, which is called jadal, so jadilhum, debate with certain people in a way that billati hiya ahsan, in the most beautiful and excellent of ways. Do not succumb to their level. Don't go down, go up. Because the moment we get into dialogue and discussion about this deen, we become representatives. We become the examples. And so we have to present in the best way. And what we give must be a shifa for people. Because people who don't know Allah, people who don't care about Allah, people who are very distant from Allah, people whose qulub in their hearts are in a state of forgetfulness and heedlessness and ghafla of Allah, those people are sick. And not in the medical sense, but in the spiritual sense. And if a person is sick in the spiritual sense, then it will lead to medical and other and psychological problems. It opens the door to other things. You see. And so those three messages are there. Now why those three? Why those three? Hikmah. The ulama say hikmah, when you engage with people, when you're out in public and you have an encounter, you must think of the best example to use in front of people. And the examples you use to call them to the way of Allah Ta'ala should be examples that are completely universal, but that are profoundly deep. And examples that nobody can give a counter argument to. That's hikmah. That's what they mean by hikmah. Hikmah, of course, means wisdom, but here in the ayah, it's not talking about philosophical wisdom. It's talking about giving people the direction to the path of Allah, using evidence, using proofs, using examples that are not debatable, that are beyond debate. When they hit the person, khalas. The point is clear. Any person with a normal heart and a normal mind would find the answer to be true and sensible, and they would be affected by that. Hikmah. وَمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ. And then when you're making the point, when you're dialoguing with them, always speak in gentle tones in a beautiful way. Always present the most beautiful examples, the most gentle lessons. And our scholars say that this is the asl, the foundation of the prophetic message. That the reason the Prophet ﷺ was sent was not about violence and warfare and aggression. It was about establishing what's called hujjah. Proofs and dialogues with people that when they come out of that dialogue, when they come out of that discussion, they have a shifa. They have a brand new understanding of life. An incontrovertible proof of the beauty of Islam that they can apply in all aspects of their life. That's called a hujjah. And so the point of Allah Ta'ala sending the Prophet ﷺ is to provide hujjas, true proofs of the beauty of this way of life. And true proofs involve use of the mind. It involves use of the tongue. It involves encountering people. It involves speaking to people. It involves education and learning. It involves understanding the world people live in, the world our neighbors live in, the world that we live in. And it involves understanding the problems of that world and the challenges and how to navigate those challenges and the solution that the Quran and the Sunnah bring to that involves ilm. Ilm. Ilm is not knowledge. It's not knowledge. Geography is knowledge. Latin is knowledge. Philosophy is knowledge. History is knowledge. Psychology is knowledge. Ilm is not knowledge. Ilm is sacred knowledge. A special category of knowledge. And it's knowledge that elevates, that raises. It raises the seeker of knowledge, and it raises the person that benefits and hears that knowledge. And knowledge, ilm, sacred knowledge, ilm, is healing, is shifa for dead hearts. It is honey. It is sweet. And therefore, that's why the ulama say to their students that your job is to be like the bee, to go benefit from this teacher, from that teacher, from this teacher, and that teacher. Take from there, take from here, like the bee takes from one flower, and another flower, and a third flower. But not to take from those flowers, and then all of a sudden, you go into a context, and you just start regurgitating the same exact thing, not to be a parrot. There's no chapter in the Quran that's called the parrot. It is the bee. You take, you digest, and you deliver something more beautiful than what you've received. You update. You relate. You translate. You make that ilm work even better than when you received it. You make improvements and updates and enhancements, but within the tradition, not something outside the tradition. For the source of the honey is the flower. And so you're consistent with your source, but you've not restricted your audience to that source. You've given shifa. You've universalized that particular. We've got to learn to be honeybees. We've got to produce based upon the unique needs of this society. This society has unique needs that only Islam and Muslims with ilm can give practical solutions to. And when that person of ilm, that student of ilm, goes out like that honeybee does, that honeybee that's inspired, that student that is inspired, when they go out with the barakah of Allah Ta'ala. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ, he said, وَمَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا, and whoever journeys a path, يَلْتَمِسُ فِيهِ عِلْمًا, and they're searching for ilm. Where's the ilm? Where's the flower? Is it here? Is it there? Where is the ilm? They're searching for that ilm. When that person continues on that tariq, that road of ilm, سَهَلَ اللَّهُ لَهُ طَرِيقًا, Allah Ta'ala will make a path, an easy path for that person إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ, to Jannah. So the more they search, the easier path to Jannah they find. Which means the opposite is true as well. The less we search, the harder the path to Jannah we find. Ilm, brothers and sisters, does not, in the words of one of my teachers, it does not come to you. It does not come to me. That's not the way it works. You know, we don't. Ilm just doesn't arrive. You don't download ilm. Okay, it doesn't just arrive. You have to go get it. You have to go earn it. You have to go search for it. You have to make a commitment and say, you know what? I want ilm. I'm going to keep my job, keep my profession, but I want to update my knowledge. I want to make my path to Jannah easier. I want to be better of a Muslim than I was before. I want hikmah. I live with non-Muslims, operate with non-Muslims. I am here for a reason. I have a job to do. I need some ilm, because these people need honey. And I myself need honey first. I need the shifa first. And the shifa is in ilm. And as my teacher said, if you give all of yourself to ilm is very funny. It's not an institute of democracy. It's not an equal opportunity employer. If you give all of yourself to ilm, it will give you some of it. Some of it. But if you give a little of yourself, tiny bit of yourself to ilm, it will give you none of it. You have to strive. We have to strive. We are living in a time where our neighbors, our children, ourselves, we cannot afford to live in an environment of sickness. I pray for our brothers and our sisters that are in Phoenix, Arizona today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep them strong. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the tools and the knowledge and the practice to respond in a beautiful way. May Allah ta'ala protect us, because this wave is coming. We have to be ready. But we protect ourselves and we protect our families and others by responding with ilm, not with ignorance and anger and hatred and violence, but with ilm. I hope all of you will join me tonight after Maghrib as we talk about our program of ilm here in the masjid, inshaAllah ta'ala, today after Maghrib. All of us should get involved. All of us should encourage our children to have a certain basic level of ilm, so that our children can be protected from the things that are out here. They are targets as well. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put tawfiq in our actions and continue to bless this community. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire all of us to pollinate and to derive benefit from multiple sources of khair and to give back universal good to all. Ameen ya Rabb. Ameen. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أوصي وأوصيكم بتقوى الله. قال تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت، وعافنا فيمن عافيت، وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا شر ما قضيت، إنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك، إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت، تباركت ربنا وتعاليت، فلك الحمد على ما قضيت. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك، نستغفرك ونتوب إليك، نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. عباد الله اتقوا الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمد رسول الله، أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله،
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Brothers, way in the back, this room inside the main prayer hall, please come up. Brothers, let's tighten the ranks. Make room for our brothers, sisters. Keep your lines straight as well. Please be mindful as you leave. Please do your best to contribute something to our first responders outside, inshallah, in the spirit of khair, in the spirit of supporting what is khair and what is good, inshallah. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا فكانت هباء منبثا وكنتم أزواجا ثلاثة فأصحاب الميمنة ما أصحاب الميمنة وأصحاب المشأمة ما أصحاب المشأمة والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر